My little history is I went to West Point, graduated U.S. Military Academy, became an officer, climbed the ranks to a company commander in charge of 184 guys, served on domestic and foreign soils. Through all that endeavor, right, through all the military and the covers and everything else, great individual accomplishments, sure, but the greatest high has been the residual effect of the people you inspire. That's something right there that gives you the fire inside to push yourself even further. At 5:30 in the morning when no one's around, you get up in the rain to run when everyone else is relaxing. So you're getting ahead of the competition. Or do you sit back and say, hey man, this is good enough? I was born in the right atmosphere, I was blessed to be around a very competitive family that supported me and loved me, so that's where it all started. And then the military tested it, and so I became battle tested there. And then in sports arena, I got tested further, and I failed a million times. I just kept getting up and kept getting up, and so, that's the greatest thing about success. If you win success right off the bat, you don't learn anything. Your real truth in learning is a failure. And when you go after an endeavor and you fall on your ass and you fail, and then you get back up and you reface it, and then you become successful, that's some sweet victory right there. That builds a confidence and unyielding willpower that anything out there is within your control. So all these things in life, even the failures, create who you are today. So therefore you can apply what you've learned in the past to make the best judgment in the future course of action. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose it. It really doesn't. It just matters if you apply and you go for it,
What did you learn?
Yeah, and I can teach you whatever, but when you go out there and you try it yourself and you fall flat in your face, that's where you learn it the most. Because the next time when you fall, you learn to catch yourself, and that's the lesson you never forget. So everyone wants to war game it, man. Everyone wants to sit back and what it is, and before they start their journey, they want to plan it out and war game it. Just get going, man. Get going. You're learning along the way.
As far better guys have gone and failed that have never tried to succeed, never put any effort out there to want to further yourselves. That's the failed life, when you don't try to succeed. When you go after something and you fail, you just failed an opportunity, a moment. Life's made up of many of them. The ones that never try to succeed, that's a failed life.
See, the thing about life, we're gonna die, right? Eventually we're gonna die, but our legacy can live on. The impact can be non-perishable, forever, but it's gotta be built right. And we gotta take advantage of the time we have right now.
What are you waiting for? You got one life to live. Today it begins, tomorrow continues, and it never ends. Until you've reached your goal and crossed the finish line with your hand held victorious.
You go after things, you try them. Even if you fail, you get back up, and you continue to try and fail, and ensuring you never fail to try. Failure is part of the recipe for success. It's the losers that fail once and quit. Every winner has done failed. The loser and the winner both fail. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. Making your dreams a reality. Breath
by rep. Stop running from the potential of what you can be, guys. It's inside of you. It's always been there. You must believe in yourself enough to be the person now of what others will remember you for later. If you guys mentally believe you can do it, your body will find a way physically to make it happen. We're putting the work in now so we never wonder what it. Not run by the clock. Run by our desire where we want to go tomorrow. It's not for everybody. It might not be for you. You're still watching, maybe it's for you. Here we go. There's no excuse not to be the hardest motherfucking worker in the room. In all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything. Believe in yourself. Be that one of 100 that has a belief, instead of just fucking jaw-jab talk of intent. You only live once, but if you work it right, once is enough, my friends. It's all about the perseverance of somebody. That will override any endeavor. What continues to last forever is a perseverance to always show up. That's what champions do. Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event every single day. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success. So showing up and getting knocked on your ass, finding intestinal fortitude, stand back up and re-face that endeavor is going to be the overriding factor that makes a difference. How do you know when you're doing those things? The small things in life add up to those big monumental things. When I say the small things, it's a character building block, that your name means something. You hold value to your name. If you drop trash on the ground, you pick it up because that's your responsibility. You hold value to yourself. When you shake someone's hand, you look them in the eye, you give them a firm handshake because you're here for a purpose. Everything you do to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it's the fact that you're doing it, so therefore it means something to you. That's going to build a legacy. What you're trying to build is a legacy. You know, footprints behind you that are left for motivation for someone else to follow. Legacy is built daily through the character, through the willpower, the code of conduct within somebody. And that's the perseverance, showing up every single day. That will always achieve your goal. It doesn't matter what you're born with, it doesn't matter your potential, how much, the silver spoon of money you have. All of that can be attained if you show up and you're willing to risk failure for success. I promise you guys, if today you never say good enough, tomorrow you'll always have enough. What I'm saying is the character of who you are. It's not the title that makes you, it's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. Championships aren't won in the theater or the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, when it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, and you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. Do the job right or don't do it at all. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day. How you hold yourself in the small things of life. Build the character winning blocks of the things that we remember for. I see them as one-on-one the same, guys. It begins right now with no one looking at it. How you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What do you do when no one's watching? If you do it then, I guarantee you, you'll be doing it when everyone's watching. You are what you repeatedly do every day. So whatever you're doing is what you become. If excellence is something you're striving for, then it's not an accident, it's a habit. running from the potential of what you can be, guys. It's inside of you. It's always been there. Grab a buddy of yours. Say, man, me and you are gonna fucking do this together. And you're gonna be on my ass if I start slacking. I'm gonna be on your ass if I start slacking. And I'll never accept mediocre again. I'm always gonna give it my 110 fucking %. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work. That's all that will ever find peace in. If you guys do not do that, I promise you, your life will haunt you for the rest of your days. If there's potential inside of you, which you know it's there, but you're too scared to tell anyone else about it, and you go on and on, get older and older and older and older, and the windows of opportunity start to close, and you knew it could have been given birth to, but you never did it, I promise you, it will haunt you. It'll be more, it's a living nightmare, dude. That fact that you have the ability to do something and you're too weak to fucking turn the key and start the engine on it is a greater disappointment and a greater burden to carry than any of this physical sweat equity or pain in the gym or sacrifice. All that is just nothing compared to a life where you're burdened by regret, guys. Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and the pain that changes you. That's the pain of a change right there. That's the pain of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't this shit. It's later in life knowing you could have been more. And all that's left is you and the fucking mirror and tears of a possibility left that you allowed to die. Own your fucking life, guys. You have every opportunity. There's no excuse not to be the hardest motherfucking worker in the room. In all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything. The kid inside of you, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever age you are, when you were a kid, big dreams, big aspirations, anything's possible, every window's wide open to you. Have you let that shut? Or do you still believe it? If you now as an adult turn back to the kid at 8 years old, the same person, is that kid proud of you? Is that kid saying, that's who I want to be? If not, open your eyes and fix the motherfucker. Stop fucking going about the day as a servant. Become the master. Run your day and stop having it run you. Believe in yourself. Be that one of 100 that has a belief instead of just fucking jaw-jab talk of intent.
I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, in all honesty, if you want, I mean, there is no fundamental like secret here. It's called hard work and sweat. If you have that and you're willing to provide that in exchange for a better life, well, everyone will make that deal with you. If you're willing to give up that for pride, accomplishment, feeling of self-worth, if you're willing to make that transaction, Miami Fitness is your bank. And it's open every single day for your transactions. Make your deposits every fucking day. Pay your dues. Become the person you want to be. It's the easiest fucking equation in the world. That's a good life. That's a life remembered. That's the life I want you to live.
You can't be scared to die for the truth. The truth is the only thing that's ever going to be constant.
I was blessed to be around a very competitive family that supported me and loved me, you know, so that's where it all started. And then the military tested it, you know, and so I became battle tested there. And then in sports arena, I got tested further, you know. And I failed a million times. I just kept getting up and kept getting up, you know, and so, you know, that's the greatest thing about success. If you win success right off the bat, you don't learn anything. Your real truth in learning is a failure. And when you go after an endeavor and you fall on your ass and you fail, and then you get back up and you reface it, and then you become successful, that's some sweet victory right there. That builds a confidence and unyielding willpower that anything out there is within your control. So all these things in life, even the failures, create who you are today. You know, so therefore you can apply what you've learned in the past to make the best judgment in the future course of action. take that first step towards greatness. It's very hard. That's the hardest step of everything, is that first step, right? That first step towards greatness is hard. What's a lot harder is when time expires in life. You look back on your life knowing you could have been great. That's something you can't control anymore because time's run out. The person who's standing at the end with their hand raised isn't the person with all the genetics. It isn't the person with the most potential. It's the person that has the greatest perseverance. It's always willing to get out. The difference between a champion and a loser is that they both fail. It's that the loser allows the failure to stand for life. With a champion, even though he gets knocked on his ass, finds the fortitude to stand back up, reface that endeavor until it becomes his favorite, until he wins. That's the difference. Champions get back up and do it again. They believe in themselves so much, and their belief overrides any crowd's disbelief. There's no quick fix to a long-term situation. And when it comes down to any endeavor, whatever it starts out, and then however it ends up, it's what's in your mind and how you see it. Whatever the truth is, your perception on how you see that truth outweighs it 10 to 1. So it's a motivation and why you're doing it. It's in the journey of getting in shape. It's a long run, right? It's not the dog in the fight that matters, it's the fight and the dog that matters. Same with you. It's not your genetics or your potential, it's how bad you want it. You can look like anything you want. If you mentally believe it, your body will find a way to make it happen. But if you don't believe you can do it, don't even start the journey. It's too hard.
I'd love to sit here and talk to you all day, Greg, because your physique's awesome, your passion, your zest for life and drive, it's really inspiring. So hopefully the guys today watching, they've got some of that, they've got a little bit of Greg Plitt's drive.
You only live once, but if you work it right, once is enough, my friends.
Genetic limitations. Do genetics play a role? Or is it just a lazy man's excuse for why they're not in shape? Genetics, what are we talking about here with genetics? The genetics of somebody to build muscle mass. You are limited to your genetic structure, what you're born with. Does that matter? Fuck no, it doesn't matter. If you look at any athlete out there, guys, any one of your heroes, I guarantee you, if you listen to any of their interviews, you'll hear them say, practice makes perfect, that kind of mentality, that they failed in order to succeed. It's the belief that supremacy exists. There's so many examples in the Olympics, and every day we see the common man with the odds against them, overcoming what people thought could never happen. And probably he didn't even think it. But there he stands victorious and a role model to all of us. Like, oh my God, we want to be him. But before he was him, he was us. What got him there was an undying belief. And every drop of sweat that came out, and every pain and ache and everything else was just a telltale sign and getting closer and closer to that dream that when we were kids of being a reality. Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life forgotten, man. In the acting world, if I go to the audition, I have a fucking chance of getting the part. If I don't go to the audition, I'm out of the game. I know the outcome, nothing. Show up. Even if you get knocked on your ass, show up. At least you have a possibility, you have a chance. You have a voice of doing something with your fucking life. Believe that supremacy exists. Believe it within you. Because every motherfucker that had ever achieved it had to believe it when everyone else said it wasn't possible. They said it fucking was. And there they stand. Boom, did it, bitch. Your turn. This day it changes. Every day forward is a better day. No longer are we gonna accept rhymes and society's rhyme the reason that we are average. Average is a weak mentality. We must believe it so much so that we're arrogant about it. We must be pissed off for excellence. I want to put growth in the mindset of who you guys are, what you guys really want to be. That's where it all starts. This right here controls it all. This is fucking messenger. We get this right when we go into this workout, huge benefits, huge success. But it's the mindset, man. Everything starts with that. So here's the message, guys. I want you to think about as we go into this destruction of what you thought is all you can be. Whether your potential, whatever it can be, it's only going to go so far because you're only so good. We're going to destroy that like fucking Armageddon. Destroy that shit. What I want to fucking express right here is you're going through these sets. Man, you're feeling that burn, that pain, and you're at whatever rep, you know, if it's 7, do I stop, or is it, do I go to 9? I want you to think about this, guys. The eulogy of life. What are they going to say at your death, at your funeral? One of your friends or family member stands up and speaks on behalf of the life you live. What are they going to say? They're going to talk about character. They're going to talk about something of your ability to, while living, it still is alive in other people. What you giving back? The legacy is what I'm talking about. That's what we're building here today. When you're fucking pushing everything else, yes, you have to walk through the mud to get to the higher ground. There is no path to easy street. It doesn't go through the fucking sewer. Think of that, guys. As we're going here and you're pushing it, you're pushing the pain out, and you're trying to get that rep, that's where it all matters, man. That eulogy is going to speak volumes, even though you won't be there. It's going to speak volumes on your behalf. That begins today, right now, what we do. This says it all. We're destroying the disbelief that you can only be so far. We're encouraging the unknown belief inside you guys that everyone has. It just needs birth to. That belief is a wave, a tsunami that's going over what you thought you only could be into epicness. So many people with far less talent than you, far less ability, and achieve far greater than you because they had the missing element, belief. Armageddon today, we're destroying that belief. We're gonna get our life right now. We're gonna get that eulogy they're gonna speak. We don't live forever. Our legacy does. We're gonna make sure that's solid. That gave me some weird fucking looks and everything else. Fuck them. You think I even noticed that? You think I give a shit about it? You know, no, I'm here for my own reason. My belief, where I'm going. In here provides a betterment for me, a purpose for me being here. They don't exist. I don't alter my mission at hand. No one fucks with me. Because I don't allow them to. They don't pay my bills, that's why I don't give them any value. It's gotta be that way. It's gotta be unconditionally focused. You know, you're not in here embarrassed. You're not in here this. When I say commitment and belief has to be unparalleled, it's either you're in or you're out. What that means is that if you are in and you believe in yourself, no one can change that. The weak motherfuckers of the world are committed when everything's in a perfect setting. But as soon as things get hard, they start having doubts. And why are the doubts? Not because they're failing, because other people are saying stuff and they're giving value to these third-party people as if they're going to help them. No one's going to help you. No one's ever going to help you guys. You've got to help yourself. And I hate to say this, you really can't trust anyone but yourself. And if you trust yourself and you bet on yourself, you'll never lose. But if you start to put someone else's efforts in the equation of success for your own individual path, you're going to be sadly mistaken on what comes from that path. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself. Don't allow anyone else's opinion, voice, actions to dictate what's going on. Because the further and further and further along the path you go, and the closer and closer you get to the end goal, that result, you're going to see more and more people start acting funny around you. Fucking, this is your life, man. Fucking hit it with some fucking passion. Something, right? There has to be value. For me to spend my hard-earned money into something, there must be some form of fucking value. You get the fucking body. Not a matter if, just when. How harder you train, the faster it comes. You start to understand that. You're willing to pay those payments of sacrifice and due diligence, sweat equity on a daily basis, and get that down payment today because the future investment tomorrow is so bright. No longer are you going to wake up the same person. You're changing the mainframe. You're becoming that person through payments of this shit. The sweat equity. You own that. No one's paid you a fucking thing. That's actually costs you money. The gym membership, time, and everything else. Investment. Once you've transformed your body, you found value in what you're doing every single day to create the end state. You got lost and fixated on the mission at hand every day. And every day you did it, and did it, and did it, and did it. Never even looked for it. And one day you popped up for some air and looked, oh my God, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And fucking A, there you are, standing in the mirror, people taking pictures of you and stuff, or put you on covers and campaigns and all stuff. This money's coming in. Wow, holy shit, what happened? Because you stood for something. You had character. You walked what you taught. And here you stand, fat fucker to now motherfucker of inspiration. That's who you are. That's making the most of a set, man. Making the most of the seconds and minutes, the hours and days of your lives, man. That's the heart of a champion right there. They never say it's the bicep of a champion, the ego of a champion. It's always the heart of the champion that matters. Because at the test of time, one of the most strenuous adversities of life, it's the heart and the headstrong ability to keep the pulse going, of belief when the body is shut down physically. Mentally, you survive and push through it. The heart of a champion. Not the fucking ego, not the goddamn bicep. The heart. Workout's done, you paid your fucking dues. You're that much closer to becoming that person you always knew you could be. I mean, isn't it about time you do that? Isn't it about time you become that person you knew you always could be? How do you do that? You break the fucking mold, guys. You get the fuck out of bed when it's cold, when it's early. You do something away from the normality of what you've been doing. That's psychotic behavior. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result doesn't work that way. You must switch up the mainframe. Switch it up if you want a different result, man. Why not try it, man? Shock the system. Start with an earthquake, man. What I mean by that is, yeah, get up at 4 in the fucking morning one day. Just one day. And go for a fucking run. Commit to one day. And see how you feel. As you're jogging it back in around 5 or something. As your neighbors are still asleep. It was like, who the fuck? What happened to old Greg, man? This is a new, who's this? That's right. The new motherfucker's here to stay. And getting the fucking on my plan, or get the fuck out of my way. This is my fucking time!
Why are we outside right now? Before we start our fucking workout. Our mind's ready, our body's ready. We've done our little pussy stretching. But, you know, our muscles are ready to do this stuff. Why are we out here? Because the world's fucking out here. Everyone else has these goals in life where they hold them inside. They don't let anyone know because they don't want anyone to have them accountable for that shit. So what they do is they say they're gonna do a change, but they don't tell anybody. And they kind of go about it. In the event that going about is too tough, and they can pass judgment on just themselves without having that third party subjective nature passing it on them every fucking day as a bullshitter. Another member of the long fucking line of losers of this world where second place is good. And no matter what, they honk and cheer for you. They get behind you instead of being one of those subjective nature losers in life that beats you down because you're doing better than them and you're reminding them of their failures. And here it starts. Get the mind right, the body will follow. Tell the world, get a goal, achievable goal. And then day by day by day, you start to do that goal to make it the reality, guys. It's not guesswork, it's a science of intensity. And if you don't have the intensity, don't fucking come in here.
Life we live, guys. It's a differential of margins that's almost unmeasurable. What is successful and what is failure, the differential are so small. We're talking about seconds. We're talking about, reps. We're talking about the finest echelon of measurement that will make or break someone's life to be successful at that moment. And once at that moment successful, that gives a birth of a lifestyle that's unbeatable, second to none. But in order to have that first success, you must ensure yourself that you're giving it all you can today, because the future we don't know, do we? We're training for that. And when I hear people say terms like good enough, it bothers me to an nth degree, because they are saying something that is justified at the moment, but not quantitative until a future endeavor of life. So therefore, they are passing judgment on now for a future event that they knew nothing about. They're bullshitters. Good enough, if you think about it, good is a positive, enough's a negative. That's an oxymoron right there. It's hypocritical in its own sense. There is nothing that's ever good enough. The only thing that's enough is at the end of the day, the nth hour, the final hour, whatever you're fucking going for, that your hand is raised victoriously. That's when you know it's enough. And you're in the gym right now to ensure that that event goes your way. And it will never go your way, guys, if you're saying today is good enough. If you never say good enough today, I promise you tomorrow will always be enough. Whenever good enough isn't enough, you can bet tomorrow you'll have enough. The small things mean as much to me as the large things, because those small things add up to be more and more and more. They create the big thing. You know, the big thing isn't just one. It's trained for, it's fought for. In the training, in the gym, in those moments of character testing, of morality, integrity, that everyone seems to fail these days. Who stands up, picks up the trash when no one's looking? Who does that? The same person that's on top of the podium later in life. They go hand in hand. It's a heartbeat, guys, at the end that really wins it. At the toppest level of competition, everyone's got the talent, everyone's got the perseverance, everyone has it all, and everyone wants it, but somebody wants it more. Someone's heartbeat is constantly beating for it. Not just when people are watching, not just in training, but when they're sleeping or dreaming of it, it's a constant cycle. How do you know when you're on the right path? When the small nuances in life that people don't really value and consider a nuisance you consider them as valuable as the big events when everyone is watching. When you perform to a certain level when no one's watching, you build a level of excellence about yourself that stands the test of time, and no matter what happens in front of you, you are character true, code of conduct pure. I know who you are because you're the same person. In adversity, in victory, in defeat, it doesn't get turned off ever. Excellence, I said before, guys, is not an accident in somebody's life. It's a habitual habit that's trained and perfected and then remastered every single day in everything they do. You know you're on the right path when these small things, the momentum builders, hold value to yourself. When you stamp your name on something and it means something, come check it out, I did this. Not hoping someone doesn't see it. The fact you know it exists is enough.
Find that motivation to keep the fight alive. When you're down that path and all you're seeing is rejection and adversity and demise, how do you continue that path when the monkey on your back feels like a 500-pound gorilla weighing you down? How do you put one foot in front of the other, continue the journey in that endeavor of life and cross that finish line? Let me explain that. If your mouth is a window to your body, and the nutrition that comes through your mouth enables your body to grow strong and have a capable fundamental structure of whatever you want to do physically, your eyes are the window to your soul of belief, inspiration, the willpower. And just like when you put something in your mouth and you chew it, it can either enhance the physique of yourself or be the demise depending on what you're eating. The same goes true with what you see. There's a visual diet out there that's good and bad. There's negative energy if you look at it and you focus on, you allow that to come in, there'd be a demise of your willpower. The demise of your self-confidence, what you can be and what you believe in. You focus on the negative so much, you start to believe that negative shit exists in you. That's a negative, unhealthy diet. Visually. You must focus on the positive things in life. Allow them to see on the... When you're going through your day, guys, there's a million of these examples out there. When you see them, stop yourself in their tracks. Give credit. Remember the name of that person that did something. With a common man overcame the odds and did the impossible. When you see that, take notice and remember that, because you will use that later in your own journey when you're feeling fatigued and weak. That'll be the spark that keeps you going on that journey when that gorilla is on top of you to ensure you get through that finish. But having a sound diet physically and a sound diet visually, the ability and the power of what you believe in to be true, and then building the body of which can make anything that you want capable, is only 2/3 of the equation. There's one big missing element that Marcus is talking about here. There's no name for that element. Call it the X factor if you want. But the X factor must exist. Even if you have the healthiest physical diet and the healthiest visual diet, it's not enough. Those two are like a sailboat out at sea with no harbor to sail for. In that situation, the best wind is no wind, because you don't know where you're going. That's the X factor. The want. What do you want in life? You have the physical body to do something. You have the mental capacity to believe in it. Now what the fuck do you want? When you want something that collides all three of them into the trifecta, it makes the uncommon man remembered for generations, because he achieved the impossible and changed the basic framework, the blueprint society in which we live our life. The one is in us. That X factor is in every single one of us, guys. It's a seed. that's planted at birth inside of every single soul. 99% of the people never let that seed blossom into anything. It goes buried because they don't know how to nourish it. They don't know how to feed it, caress it, protect it. So it blossoms into the strength of remembrance, to be a role model, an example of passion, strength. But pride is stronger than steel, you know? That seed is not a genetic code. I mean, it's not like someone had a big seed, someone has a small seed. We all have the same seed. And it's the trials and tribulations through life that either make that seed blossom or not. How do we feed that seed? Well, there's a lot of different ways. Just like eating, there's good foods you can eat that make the body strong. Just like the visual nutrition that comes in is positive stories of people overcoming the odds. The X factor, the nutrition content is two things, two recipes. One's fear, one's failure. And they're the only two that grow it. Fear and failure.
Parking lot, Miami Fitness, man. Burbank, California. 6 a.m. right now. Early. It's cold too, man. See, I like these conditions. Because if you can perform in these conditions, and anything's easy. Especially when your competition's sleeping, you're out here working, it makes your desire solidify even more. Because success doesn't know these things about cold or early or tired. It just knows if you showed up or not. The difference between someone successful and someone that's not successful is not their ability. Because this world is filled with people who's never achieved their true ability. The differential is their desire. Workout's done, you paid your fucking dues. You're that much closer to becoming that person you always knew you could be. I mean, isn't it about time you do that? Isn't it about time you become that person you knew you always could be? How do you do that? You break the fucking mold, guys. You get the fuck out of bed when it's cold, when it's early. You do something away from the normality of what you've been doing. That's psychotic behavior. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result doesn't work that way. You must switch up the mainframe. Switch it up if you want a different result, man. Why not try it, man? Shock the system. Start with an earthquake, man. What I mean by that is, yeah, get up at 4 in the fucking morning one day. Just one day. And go for a fucking run. Commit to one day. And see how you feel. As you're jogging it back in around 5 or something. As your neighbors are still asleep. Or as you're jogging it back in at 6 o'clock. And your neighbor's just getting up, grabbing the coffee, looking outside. Wondering, you know, what the day's gonna hold for them. Well, your day's already provided something for you. You see how that works? Mentally, you feel like, wow, man, that was fucking alive. And then you go about your day at work, and your coworkers like, who the fuck? What happened to old Greg, man? This is a new. Who's this? That's right, the new motherfucker's here to stay and get the fucking on my plan or get the fuck out of my way. That's how you run it, man. But you won't get to know what I'm talking about, man. You can't look at a picture of something of Hawaii and feel the cool breeze and the warm water. You gotta be there, man. You can't talk it all the time, you gotta walk it. Commit to one day, try it, see how it feels. Getting up that fucking early when everyone else is asleep, or when it's that cold. When everybody else says, no, this is not comfortable, we shouldn't do this. You say, yes, motherfucker, I'm gonna introduce myself to it. And who that person is, we don't know. Who could it be? It's exciting, man. Because the way you feel after that, as exhausted or as how, you know, unpleasant as the experience might be, the after effect on how prideful you feel, man. That's something you're either gonna love or not. And if you love it, dude, you're on your journey to something magical, man. Mission, we achieved that mission, guys. Don't get so overloaded with the temporary pain of the situation. Think past the pain to the pride that pain creates. You know, the pain in there felt equates literally to the peace and joy tomorrow. I know that sounds like, oh, you know, bro science and everything else, man. I don't even know what that fucking word means, bro science. I just hear it on these fucking, you know, you know, blogs and stuff, or these forums that people write, or these fucking keyboard rangers that have no other life, so they sit there and fucking type away because they feel like they got some fucking set of nuts behind a keyboard. But in person or in life, they fucking these little hermit crabs going around and just hiding out and everything else because they don't have the intestinal fortitude to do anything but talk the talk behind a fucking computer. They can't walk shit, man. That's why they had the fucking time to even comment on someone else's achievements out there. Fuck those motherfuckers, man. Don't be those guys. Come in here, man. You go in there and you fucking kill it. And when you kill it in there, man, you come out here, I don't give a shit what goes down. Part of your day is fucking a check, man. You did it right. When you do it right once, it makes it easier the second time to do it right later in the day. It's a wave of positive energy, man. Abdominal assault, man. We call it assault because you're assaulting an objective. That objective is the high ground of life that you want to get to. It's within your grasp. If you're willing to fucking give up that sweat equity, man, come in there and sacrifice a little bit of pain for pride, man. If you're able to do that, man, on a daily basis, and you check the box and you pay your dues every single day, man, then that and anything else out here is within your grasp. That's when life becomes exciting. That's when you're fucking driving it, man. You're the master of your life. You're not the servant anymore. You are running the fucking day. The day is not running you. That is freedom, guys. Freedom. You gotta go in there first, man. The devil's den, you know. Pay your dues. You gotta, you know, face your fears to find that freedom, though. Greg Plitt, thanks for watching. Abdominal assault, man. Go out and get your six-pack. It's there for you.
I had the greatest job in the world. It's a job where I get to put out what I do, what I love to do, and help to inspire people to do what they love and achieve things. I just help them believe in themselves and to have a small impact in a betterment of their life. Man, it just humbles me so much. And so that's why I think I have the greatest job in the world, because the return of investment, it's not a monetary value, but it's a value that builds legacy. You get knocked down, you get back up, and you get back up, and you get back up, and you continue to throw shit against the wall because you believe in the purpose, you find value in it. It's not guesswork, it's a science of intensity. And if you don't have the intensity, don't fucking come in here. Genetic limitations. Do genetics play a role? Or is it just a lazy man's excuse for why they're not in shape? Genetics, what are we talking about here with genetics? The genetics of somebody to build muscle mass. You are limited to your genetic structure, what you're born with. Does that matter?
doesn't matter. If you look at any athlete out there, guys, any one of your heroes, I guarantee you, if you listen to any of their interviews, you'll hear them say, practice makes perfect, that kind of mentality, that they failed in order to succeed. It's the belief that supremacy exists. There's so many examples in the Olympics, and every day we see the common man with the odds against them, overcoming what people thought could never happen. And probably he didn't even think it. But there he stands victorious and a role model to all of us. Like, oh my God, we want to be him. But before he was him, he was us. What got him there was an undying belief. And every drop of sweat that came out, and every pain and ache and everything else was just a telltale sign and getting closer and closer to that dream that we were when we were kids of being a reality. Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life forgotten, man. In the acting world, if I go to the audition, I have a fucking chance of getting the part. If I don't go to the audition, I'm out of the game. I know the outcome, nothing. Show up. Even if you get knocked on your ass, show up. At least you have a possibility, you have a chance. You have a voice of doing something with your fucking life. Believe that supremacy exists. Believe it within you. Because every motherfucker that had ever achieved it had to believe it when everyone else said it wasn't possible. They said it fucking was. And there they stand. Boom, did it, bitch. Your turn. This day it changes. Every day forward is a better day. No longer are we gonna accept rhymes and society's rhyme the reason that we are average. Average is a weak mentality. We must believe it so much so that we're arrogant about it. We must be pissed off for excellence.
I want to put growth in the mindset of who you guys are, what you guys really want to be. That's where it all starts. This right here controls it all. This is just the fucking messenger. We get this right when we go into this workout, huge benefits, huge success. But it's the mindset, man. Everything starts with that. So here's the message, guys, I want you to think about as we go into this destruction of what you thought is all you can be. Whether your potential, whatever it can be, it's only going to go so far because you're only so good. We're going to destroy that like fucking Armageddon. Destroy that shit. What I want to fucking express right here is you're going through these sets. Man, you're feeling that burn, that pain, and you're at whatever rep, you know, if it's 7, do I stop, or is it, do I go to 9? I want you to think about this, guys. The eulogy of life. What are they going to say at your death, at your funeral? One of your friends or family member stands up and speaks on behalf of the life you live. What are they going to say? They're going to talk about character. They're going to talk about something of your ability to, while living, it still is alive in other people. What you give them back? The legacy is what I'm talking about. That's what we're building here today. When you're fucking pushing everything else, yes, you have to walk through the mud to get to the higher ground. There is no path to easy street that doesn't go through the fucking sewer. Think of that, guys. As we're going here and you're pushing the pain out, and you're trying to get that rep, that's where it all matters, man. That eulogy is going to speak volumes, even though you won't be there. It's going to speak volumes on your behalf. That begins today, right now, what we do. This says it all. It'll destroy the disbelief that you can only be so far. We're encouraging the unknown belief inside you guys that everyone has. It just needs birth to. That belief is a wave, a tsunami that's going over what you thought you only could be into epicness. So many people with far less talent than you, far less ability, and achieve far greater than you because they had the missing element, belief. Armageddon today, we're destroying that belief. We're going to get our life right now. We're going to get that eulogy they're going to speak. We don't live forever. Our legacy does. We're going to make sure that's solid.
That gave me some weird fucking looks and everything else. Fuck them. You think I even noticed that? You think I give a shit about it? You know, no, I'm here for my own reason. My belief, where I'm going. In here provides a betterment for me, a purpose for me being here. They don't exist. I don't alter my mission at hand. No one fucks with me. Because I don't allow them to. They don't pay my bills, that's why I don't give them any value. It's gotta be that way, it's gotta be unconditionally focused. You know, you're not in here embarrassed. You're not in here this. When I say commitment and belief has to be unparalleled, it's either you're in or you're out. What that means is that if you are in and you believe in yourself, no one can change that. The weak motherfuckers of the world are committed when everything's in a perfect setting. But as soon as things get hard, they start having doubts. And why are the doubts? Not because they're failing, because other people are saying stuff and they're giving value to these third-party people as if they're going to help them. No one's going to help you. No one's ever going to help you guys. You've got to help yourself. And I hate to say this, you really can't trust anyone but yourself. And if you trust yourself and you bet on yourself, you'll never lose. But if you start to put someone else's efforts in the equation of success for your own individual path, you're going to be sadly mistaken on what comes from that path. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself. Don't allow anyone else's opinion, voice, actions to dictate what's going on. Because the further and further and further along the path you go, and the closer and closer you get to the end goal, that result, you're going to see more and more people start acting funny around you. Fucking, this is your life, man. Fucking hit it with some fucking passion. Something, right? There has to be value. For me to spend my hard-earned money into something, there must be some form of fucking value. You get the fucking body. Not if, just when. How harder you train, the faster it comes. You start to understand that. You're willing to pay those payments of sacrifice and due diligence, sweat equity on a daily basis, and get that down payment today because the future investment tomorrow is so bright. No longer are you going to wake up the same person. You're changing the mainframe. You're becoming that person through payments of this shit. The sweat equity. You own that. No one's paid you a fucking thing. That's actually costs you money. The gym membership, time, and everything else. Investment. Once you've transformed your body, you found value in what you're doing every single day to create the end state. You got lost and fixated on the mission at hand every day. And every day you did it, and did it, and did it, and did it. Never even looked for it. And one day you popped up for some air and looked, oh my God, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And fucking A, there you are, standing in the mirror, people taking pictures of you and stuff, want to put you on covers and campaigns and all stuff. This money's coming in. Wow, you're like, holy shit, what happened? Because you stood for something. You had character. You walked what you taught. And here you stand, fat fucker to now motherfucker of inspiration. That's who you are. There's a lot of different ways of death, but it's a multiplier, guys. Let's first talk about the fact that you can't control it. If we're gonna break this fear of death up, the first thing you have to understand is that you can't control it. Get your ego out of the equation. You cannot control this. Death is inevitable, it's above you. Stop trying to control it. Just like in your life, you have dreams and you have fears. Which one are you giving the most time to? Which day at 5:15 when you wake up, which one are you living? Your fears or your dreams? You're living one or the other. If you're really honest, you're probably giving too much of your attention to your fears. The preservation of the inevitable. You can't control it. Release it. Release it. You can't control it. And when you can't control it and you release that, it allows you the time and the clarity to put the effort into what you can control, which is making most of the time we have right the fuck now. The other thing that fears people about death
is that it is a permanent situation. There is no going back. There is no reversing the clock, trying to make it right. It is done. Now you took the test, your grade stands. You can't take a retest, that's it, man. And that scares people because they're not ready for it. That's on them. Why does death scare you? Because you get one chance. It's the only thing I know besides birth that you only get one chance to do in your life. One opportunity. There's nothing else you get to do only once. Death. So do it right. You do it right by living a life to the fullest. Then when death comes, you've done it all. You're okay with it. It's only fearful if you still haven't done what you want to do and time's up, or you didn't say you're sorry, or let that person know what you mean and time's up on their life, and you can sit here and regret. Lesson learned, reapplied, failure, we fail, learn from it, next time we're stronger for it so you don't make that mistake again to someone else you love. You learn from that experience, multiplying your life that you have right now. Yes, death's gone in one aspect, but now alive in other aspects. What scares you about death is that you're not ready for it because you haven't done the fucking work yet. Haven't paid your dues, haven't become the person you want to be. What the fuck are you waiting for? I might not have tomorrow. You know? There's some things I wish I could go back and do a little better, but I did the best of my ability with my intellect at that time, with my education, what I knew. Obviously, as you get older, you get smarter and more intelligent, you know, more savvy of social settings, business operations and stuff. But I made the best choice I could at the time. That's who I was. That created that failure or that default. You know, I learned from and created me more strong and capable now. We don't learn in success, guys. Success, we don't learn shit. We only learn in failure. How we came up short, that we see the gap where we are and where we want to go. Let's talk about death, guys. There are so many forms of death. I'm gonna start to try to change your perspective on death real fast. Death, obviously there's life death, right? There's a day death. That's nighttime to morning, morning to evening, evening to night. There's a seasonality death, where it's spring, summer, fall, winter dies, new birth. There's a death with, I cut my hedges. You know, cutting life off, that stimulates a new growth, a new prosperity of life. Stronger for it, a Darwinism effect of it all. That, you know, the strong survive, so if one dies, the other one learns from it. It's the same process. Our life is the same metaphor in all of these measures. There's also death in our lives. We're studying, going to school, college, right? There's a death there once we graduate, and then a birth into the business world. You meet a girl, you're single, you meet a girl, there's a death of single life. Then go into a relationship life. That relationship starts to work out. You guys get married. Honeymoon phase, right? There's a death to that when you start a family, now you have a kid. There's a death and a birth. But all these deaths and stuff, even running a marathon, there's a training module where you don't think you can do it and you start to grow and get stronger, you learn so much about yourself, and then you cross that finish line. There's a death to the journey that taught you so much you're so proud of. But then there's a birth of possibilities, because once you didn't think you could do it. You applied hard work, and then you do with diligence, and then you did it. Now there's a birth that, you know what else am I holding myself back from? What are these other fears? Let me face them, I'm capable. You know, I'm not in a self-paralysis state. The bungee jumping story I told you guys, the girl's freaked out on the edge, she doesn't want to go. Fear sets in, self-paralysis, I can't. We push her off, she falls back in horror, comes back up with life. Killing the fear, let go of the end state, that we're gonna die, it's done. We just don't know when it's gonna happen. Let's get motivated, be ready for that day. But the thing is, with all these death examples I've given you, from graduations, running marathons, getting into a relationship and getting married, starting a family, they're considered positive, not negative. Positive. Because yes, we studied hard, we graduated from school. Now, information absorbed, taking it into the next chapter, the business world, applying what we've learned. Loving somebody, having a family with them, growing that family together. Yes, the single life of going out and whoring and everything else, and fucking whoever you want, or just having the time available to take vacations and not having a babysitter, that's all gone. But for betterment. I'm not married, I don't have kids, but my sister does. She says that's the best part of her life, coming home seeing the kids. Nothing sweeter's ever embraced her. She had to give up what she thought was cool. Single life, control and everything else, time and freedom. She gave all that up for this and killed that. For the birth of something that's just unbelievably more wonderful than she could ever imagine. But in life, the death is so scary because it's the end. It's the end, there's no more. That's bullshit. What do you mean there's no more? If there's no more, then what are we waiting on? What are we doing our life for? That's like going to school, guys. Starting to be a lawyer, doing all this work, diligence, right? Passing the bar, and then never going to the courtroom, never applying what we've learned. With every death, there's a birth. I don't give a shit what you think. I don't talk about religion, I don't talk about politics, sexuality. I think they're all on an individual basis, but there is a spirituality that I don't give a shit what you think if you don't believe there's an afterlife. Then why are we here? The law of mortality, the law of morals, the law of nature, the common good. No one applauds C.S. Lewis wrote a book, Mere Christianity. No one applauds the guy in military. No one applauds the guy who runs from the fight. No one applauds the guy who steals from his neighbor. There's a universal code there, right? Of what's right and wrong, the law of that. No one taught us that, we're just given that. Why are we given that? Because there's something else. And even if you don't believe it, believe it. Because it gives value to your life, accountability to your life. Just like when you're gonna have you're gonna run that marathon, right? 90 days. You got 90 days to get ready for it. So you train, it makes today accountable because you're getting ready for the inevitable coming. It's coming. Every day you're fighting for it because it's coming. Then when it comes, there is no fucking marathon? The fuck is that? No, there's a fucking marathon. And you run it. You graduate college. There's a fucking job market out there. We know that. We don't know what's after life because no humans really ever, I don't give a shit what humans say. No one can definitively, universally answer that question about life after death. I choose to believe it because it empowers my life. It gives accountability of what the fuck today means. It's gotta be that way. I'm not talking about which Lord you love and worship or anything else. That there is a day after this. When we graduate life, there is a job market we go to. And we are accountable when no one's watching. There's a higher power judging us, keeping us correct. That's what the law of nature is, right and wrong, that no one ever instilled with us. I never took a class on what's right and wrong. It's been from the birth of mankind, this is this right and wrong law. It's always been there. It's an intelligent making into us. You don't see that in a fucking tree or a stone or something, do we? No. You can't tell me there's not something afterwards. Because if there is anything afterwards, then why isn't selfish the greatest quality of a human? Fuck it, just be yourself. Steal, rob, cheat, kill. It's all about your own betterment. It doesn't exist because there's an afterlife. There's something we're going to be judged on. This is a test. We're studying for the better part and later. There's accountability today. There's also a celebration. When you graduate college, big celebration. Moving forward. That's what death is. It's a celebration. If you've done it right and you pass your classes, you get a degree. You do it right in life. You help your neighbor. Treat others how you want to be treated. These universal laws that no government created. You do it right. You pass on to something else. I don't know what it is, but I'm fucking excited to find out what it is. It gives me peace of this life. Even if it doesn't exist, why would you not have it exist? I'd rather think it's alive and believe it and be wrong than to think it never existed. Because it makes my life accountable. It makes it more fulfilling. It makes it more enriched. It makes it worth living. It's hard to put the effort in to create greatness, but it's a lot harder to accept the reality that you could have been great. In any transformation, it will always get worse before it gets better. But getting worse, that's where you gotta fall in love. Because that right there is like is a tangible, you can touch, feel, and see progress. What you're going on, this transformation, if it's something personal and you can't beat that, how the fuck are you supposed to be the subjective world where you can't control the input and the output? In the gym, if I'm willing to put the work in, I'll see the results. In life, it doesn't always work that way. You put the work in, you don't always get the results. It's subjective. You can't control all the factors that are in that equation. It takes a little bit more strength to pursue that endeavor. And if you can't change yourself in your own surroundings, you're putting yourself at a serious disadvantage of thinking you can do it in the surroundings of others. That should not scare you. That should excite you. Because that's what life is. It's always moving. There's no fixed course of action. You go through one path, you learn from it, you evaluate it, your ups and your downs. Everything is a positive. Even in failure, you see the shortcomings to improve that with your effort, to make the universal picture of who you are better. You're on the path of change. You're on the path that is going to lead to someone that you want to be. If it was so easy and everything else, you're on the wrong path, man. That should just wake you up every day. Yes, I'm doing something right. I'm on the right path. Go into these endeavors, these changes, these transformations, knowing it's going to get worse before it gets better. Accept that, welcome that. Just search for that. Because those are the challenges that creates the betterment of who it is at the end. Without those struggles, those pressure plates of life, then there is no molding of the character of who you are into that person. In life, if you want to be remembered, you gotta earn that shit. Good enough can never be acceptable. It's gotta be great. There's a saying, they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a bullshit saying. That ideology is like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. My terminology is that if the current system is workable, but it could be better, then the system you're currently on is as good as broken. You're talking about a transformation, a change for the betterment. Where you currently are and what you are doing in your life is either one, unacceptable to you, or now forced to change. Because if you stay on that path, the current path you're on, right around the corner is the biggest nightmare coming to a reality. Your fear is about to slap you in the face if you don't get off the current beaten path you're on. And it's hard. The fire inside that kept you going and kept pushing you to initiate that course of action is now being tested. Fucking expected, my friend. It's supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be an easy sail of life. No change for the betterment ever is. That's the reason you want to change, right? That's the reason probably you're looking at where you currently are and why you want to go into this transformation, because where you currently are is something that is no longer acceptable to your terms. Dude, I want to get there too. I want to do this too. I want more out of my life. I want to make something of my life, right? So that's the ideology that starts the process. You have to have an overwhelming force of a want, a need, a belief inside yourself that
that you believe in this. And once that happens, combined with the ideology of where you can be, the end state goal, once that is solidified, then you move forward without ever looking back. When you're moving forward, you're moving to where that greater good is. That person that you want to be, you must already be up here. You must believe it before you embark on that journey. If you don't, what will happen is the old you, the one you're trying to change from, the old subliminal thought processes will arise and start to take over you as the wear and tear begins, as the struggle starts to build up, as the task at hand becomes overwhelming, as the days become weeks and months with still no resolve yet, still going through the work in progress. As that continues to happen, you must have something greater that overrides all that despair to make it through. How do you do that? You shoulder the weakness. Sideline that motherfucker. Create something through the hard work. Most people sit back and they war game it forever. Everyone with these dreams of what they're gonna do. All the talk, the gander, with no fucking action. Saying they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna do that. When do you start to do it, is my question. The value of life, the lessons of life, these building blocks happen with action along the journey. Prior to starting the journey, you decide you're gonna do it for the right reasons, and then you get going. You get into it, and you figure it out along the way. You don't sit there at the starting block wargaming and wargaming and wargaming and thinking of every situation and how it might work, how it won't work, how to do this, how to do that. Just sitting there spinning in circles like a fucking Looney Tune. You get going. And you figure it out along the way. When you fall down, you get your ass back up and you keep going. Most people are sitting around and go, well, you know, could do that, and but you know, I'm gonna wait for this to do it, I'm gonna wait for that to do it, and when this happens, then I can do this, and when I can do this, and I'll complete this first, and once that's done, then I'll go to this and complete that, and then I'll go to this and complete that. It doesn't work that way, guys. Life isn't a book with multiple chapters. It's an overlapping experience, and everything is just a segue into another. Get rid of all these weaknesses, accept the journey at hand, knowing it's going to be tremendous. But with tremendous effort comes tremendous reward. It's a worthy cause you're on right now. You're not telling me what it is. I think that's a mistake too. You should tell everybody what it is. Let everybody know what's weak about you. Because that's not who you are anymore. Just by saying it. It's right there, you're publicly saying, I'm better than this, I want to move on. I'm not scared of this. This thing is no longer gonna be a handicap for me. I'm no longer gonna be the servant of it. I'm not gonna be the victim anymore. I'm gonna identify the problem solve, fix it. Whatever it takes, and override it. When you do that, not only are you a betterment of a person, but you have the belief and the confidence that what the fuck's next? What else can I overcome? And the answer to that question is anything. Anything. But if you sit back and you wargame it, and you're not moving forward, and you just, you start thinking, all right, how am I going to do it? Hesitation builds. With hesitation comes fear of failure. What happens if I do fail? But right now it's good enough. Everyone thinks I'm good. If I try and fail, they're going to see my weaknesses. Fuck what they think! Fuck what they think. They're seeing what the truth is. You are weak. You did fail. That's not a problem. That's not a negative. It's identified. It can be fixed. If never identified, never fixed. Once identified, worked on, then mastered. Moving on to the next thing.
You push past the pain. Right behind the pain is a pride. And why is pain temporary? Only when pride has been presented. Because that feels amazing, and that's what you remember. You don't remember the pain. You only remember the pain if you never get to the pride. Therefore, the pain is forever. Forever, not temporary. Fucking forever. And don't think it's just this journey that's forever. Because this journey right here, where you feel the pain, will rob you of doing any other fucking journey. Because you don't want to feel it again. You don't want to feel the dismay, the internal fucking negativity anymore. You will rob yourself of achieving any more paths. You will settle You will sell your most valuable asset in a heartbeat to the highest bidder because you know you are worth shit and you are worth so much fucking more. And the more you push past that fucking pain to feel the exhilaration of what that pain really delivers, then you find the value of who you are. I think then you start to really build who the fuck you are. And in doing so, you figure out what life's about. I want you guys to think about what your dreams are, what your goals are. You know, I say this a lot, man. People far less ability than you, far less talent than you, genetics, whatever else, have achieved far more. Why? Because they had the perseverance and drive. They had the ability to show up. They had the ability to challenge themselves on an average Monday or Tuesday. To build the confidence to succeed on a Sunday or a Saturday when the crowd was there. No one walks into the arena with their hand raised. No inventor succeeds on the first time. You know, the things in life that are most valuable, most desired upon, are things you can't buy, but every motherfucker can earn if they want them bad enough. Do you? You know you can do it. You're standing your own fucking way. And why don't you stop being that guy, that girl? Why don't you for once believe in the person you always knew you could be? And just fucking become it.
I can't tell you how many times I've been on my own, man. Filled. Self-doubt, wondering. Times I don't want to go back to, I'll tell you that much. Times that was so taxing on me. It could have gone either way. They were that intense. I get a little fucking emotional on it, man. I don't want to go back to them because they took everything I had. And at the end of the day, I was still standing. And once still standing on that one time when I committed myself to something, I didn't just say I was gonna do it, I fucking did it. I backed my words up with action, I went for it, no matter what the costs were. I saw it through. Even though it took everything I had to crawl my way to the finish line, but I finished that line. Pride came in.
With that success come a lot of people that are, gonna applaud you, but the majority will hate you, man. They really will. They're gonna hate you because, your success is a spotlight shining down on their misfortune. They fucking hate you for what you're doing is reminding them of their missed opportunities and stuff. So, it's lonely, man.
Guys, I'm telling you, when you guys find that burn and you lift, get excited. That's the heat of transformation. That's what's gonna change everything for you. Don't be so anxious to finish the set. Once you get that burn, fucking dwell in it as long as you can. The longer you're in that burn state, the more shit is gonna change for you. Don't rush to get at it. That's what I'm saying at the very end. Even though you've already done a great set, man, you killed yourself. You went 95% more than anyone else does. Get selfish here, man. You want it all, get it all. Once you get that burn, man, don't let go so fast. The longer you're in the burn, the hotter it gets, man, and the harder it dries.
The problem is that people are always trying to create excuses why something isn't working for them, instead of looking inside themselves and realizing they're too fucking weak to do it. They find it inside, man. If you don't find it there, it doesn't matter what I'm telling you or anyone else tells you. Third party can only believe so much in you. It's up to you to really believe in yourself if you really want to create change.
Winners, the difference between them and the spectators is the winners have a belief that overrides the crowd's disbelief every single time. Their belief is so strong, even though they hit failure, they get knocked on the ass. They're finding the intestinal fortitude to stand back up again, face the same challenge, learning from the previous mistakes, and make it happen.
Fuck those motherfuckers, man.
Don't be those guys. Come in here, man, you go in there and you fucking kill it. And when you kill it in there, man, you come out here, I don't give a shit what goes down. Part of your day is fucking a check, man. You did it right. It's called perseverance. Every day showing up, hitting your fucking dues. It's not gonna happen one day when you just wake up and have it, man. You gotta earn that shit. You gotta take what's yours. You can't expect someone to give it to you. Progression, man, is a key to happiness. Always in a progressive state of progress. You stop progressing and start moving towards progress, then all of a sudden you lose purpose in life. When you're always moving forward and having a belief in something, then all of a sudden what you're doing actually has purpose. If you get all you have, you're gonna get max potential back. And then who knows what can come. That's the beautiful thing. If you don't show up, guys, you know the outcome. You'll never get the job, never get the part, never get the girl if you don't show up. If you show up, you put yourself in a situation to create those opportunities. And when you show up, how hard do you go? That's the faster the opportunity will come to life for you. It's up to you guys. But I applaud you for being here. I applaud you for watching this, encouraging you to incorporate this in your workout. You'll see the gains like I did, and you'll fall in love with it. Even though it's tiring and exhausting, and you're sweating your ass off, and you're tired as can be, small down payment that you're willing to pay every day for the large investment of a greater life. You only got one life, guys. Again, if you work it right, you only need one. When you think that way, guys, in here, it's not work, man, it's love. When you love something, you put your passion behind it and pay your dues every day. You set trends, man, you don't follow them. You set the fucking trends. See ya. Second by second, you lose the opportunity to become the person you want to be. Or you can stop making excuses and take charge of your fucking life. Normality is what weak people call living. I call it death. Self-generator success. Fuck the handbook someone else wrote. It's your life, your book. We got 4 champions here trying to make a difference in their life, trying to drive the destiny of what they want to be. 4 people, I'm gonna be 5th. You gonna be 6th? Let's go, let's get this thing on. Boom! Birth of a new you. That's fucking living. No regrets, no wonders of what if. Getting out of bed, coming here in the morning, going for it when everyone else is sleeping. Put yourself in the opportunity to get that break. You're giving yourself a chance. Walk through the mud in life, guys. If you ever want to get to the higher ground. It begins today, it continues tomorrow, and it never fucking dies. Pay the price today, on your terms. Life isn't a moment of the time to take a breath. It's a moment to take your fucking breath away. This creates those fucking moments. Step into the zone. When you have a purpose for every action has a result. Making your dreams a reality. Rep by rep. Oh, how many do I have to do? How many do you have to fucking do? Why do you have to ask such a stupid question? As many as it's gonna take to transform that fat ass you're fucking carrying around. Don't talk in here. Perform in here. When you perform in here, when you go up there, you don't need to talk, do you? You better welcome the pain if you ever want to say hello to the growth. Every success in life, guys, is masked by temporary pain. Everything in life that's worthwhile, every prison you want to unwrap and you want to get in the inside of that present to get it, because you want that present so bad. Every present that's worthwhile to you in life is wrapped in pain. I keep going until that pain says hello to me. I don't say goodbye until the pain says hello. That's a good set. 1 hour pain produces a lifetime of pride. Don't cheat the system. All you're doing is cheating your life. It's called the pump, people. You gotta experience it. It's one of the better highs in life. You don't need to shoot up for it. You don't need to snort it. All you gotta do is sweat for it. Yeah! That's how you gotta feel, man. You got like a natural high in here. I swear, there's no chemical drug out there that can reproduce the feeling you have of achieving your goals. It's like a drug, guys. It's like a drug. Success is as addicting of a drug as any chemical drug. It's a high, so your endorphins released naturally. You don't need to shoot up for it. You don't need to snort it. You guys gotta sweat for it. And the results are something that build on each other. instead of deteriorating you and breaking your foundation down. This shit right here, guys, is the cornerstone to every monumental task and achievement that you're proud of for the rest of your life. This dries into a foundation of legacy. Nothing in life that's so painful rewards you with so much pride. Everything else that's so painful in life takes weeks and months of rehab to build back. This in here is a quick pain and forever pride. You can't beat it. There's nothing out there that can replicate this. Fucking sweat, I can't say it enough, guys. Fall in love with the pain and everything comes together. People think you're psycho, but you're sweating and you're crying and you're screaming and you're in pain and you come off the rack and you fall down and they look at you and they come running over, you okay, you okay? And you're laughing and you're smiling and you just gave your fucking all. And you know, tomorrow you're gonna be stronger than when you woke up that morning. That's a good fucking day. It ain't about that, it's not about that. It's not about fucking this, it's about this. And here we grow that guy first. Bet on yourself, guys. You never lose if you bet on yourself. Most of your competition right now is still sleeping. And you're already sweating. When the shirt comes off, what do you got? What do you got, huh? That right there makes you number one. It keeps you number one. Dominance, motherfucker. Boom, boom, success, success. If not, the door's right there. Get the fuck out of here. It's not for everybody. It might not be for you. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, guys. It's about learning how to dance in the fucking rain. What are you waiting for? You got one life to live. Why wait tomorrow to start it? Wait the fuck now. The harder things in life are done the least, but provide the most. Weakness leaves, pride comes in. Confidence grows, successful life. You can put that in your fucking wardrobe if you want. This is my fucking time! Grab your fucking nuts. For once in your life, have some ownership, some credibility behind your actions and your words. Mean what you say, do what you say. Follow through for something for one time in your life. One time, follow through on what you say. You will feel a high that you've never felt before. When you follow through on things in life, guys, you achieve the confidence, the mentality that anything's possible. Believe in the journey you're about to embark on. Mentally, you must believe it before you physically start it. Otherwise, you will never reach prosperity. Your questions will be figured out. When you hit rock bottom and you fail and you hit the fucking pavement, you'll learn to fucking catch yourself. That's the lesson you never forget. Stop trying to learn from everybody else. Believe in yourself as enough of a reason to transform into something great. Stop sitting back saying, yeah, man, that'd be cool, I want to be this, I want to be that. Grab your fucking nuts and be it. You'll be amongst the very few, the 1 percentile, the half percentile society that doesn't just talk the game, walks the game, pops the game. Boom! You're already fifth gear, Mach speed. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, if it could be better, it's as good as broken. That's what makes you number one and keeps you number one. Because no one does it. Everyone sits by in what is. When you give it your all in there, even though you're exhausted, you come out of here, everything else from this point forward in your day is easy. Stop fucking going about the day as a servant. Become the master. Run your day and stop having it run you. Believe in yourself. Be that one of 100 that has a belief instead of just fucking jaw-jack talk of intent.
I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, in all honesty, if you want, there is no fundamental like secret here. It's called hard work and sweat. If you had that and you're willing to provide that in exchange for a better life, well, everyone will make that deal with you. If you're willing to give up that for pride, accomplishment, feeling of self-worth, if you're willing to make that transaction, Miami Fitness is your bank. And it's open every single day for your transactions. Make your deposits every fucking day. Pay your dues. Become the person you want to be. That's the easiest fucking equation in the world. That's a good life. That's a life remembered. That's the life I want you to live.
Do this. You realize where you stand, where your current limits are. And once you know where your current limits are, then you know how to destroy them, push them, grow them. If you come into this gym all like, oh my God, I go in there and fucking the gym and everything else, you're never gonna make it, guys. You ain't gonna cross any finish line in life. You can't half-ass it here and expect anything but a half-assed life out there. Wake up. We either take you to another level or not. It's up to you and how hard you work it. You just need a little bit of mental intensity, work ethic, and a desire to improve. That'll build those blocks of separation between you and your competitors. That drives the pain, the weakness, the fuck out of your body. You gotta rewrite your own history in life, man. Stop listening to what everyone says is the way it is. Who are you? Who are you? You're no one. Failure is part of the recipe for success. You fail 1,000 times before you succeed. Every single person has. It's the losers that fail once and quit. The differential between the people that are achieving in life and don't achieve in life isn't really their potential, what they're born with, their gifts, or anything else. It's their perseverance, always showing up, always giving themselves a chance. Every rep's another chance, guys. The loser and the winner both fail. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. You guys give it your all. Like that. When you leave the gym, it is so hard to accept failure. And you push yourself so far, like that, to the point you're almost emotional. When you leave here, failure's not an option. You work too fucking hard for success. You don't get that fire inside to make it happen out there until you go through the fire in here. Fucking A. It's painful. Physically painful. As soon as that weight drops though and you're done and you gave it all you had, the pain quickly leaves, the temporary discomfort leaves. And what comes back into your body? A mental high that no one can give you, you gotta earn it. And you just, how do you get that feeling? You get it through the payments of sweat, blood, and tears. And you feel good, even though you should be exhausted right now. Hell no. When you give it your all in there, even though you're exhausted, you come out of here, everything else from this point forward in your day is easy. And you have newfound energy for it. And when you get the success, what comes with that is many that love you. But the majority will hate you for it. Because your success is a spotlight shining down on their missed opportunities, where they came up short, where they didn't quite have it inside and never went back to revisit it. Where failure is what stood. They're just like, what the fuck is going on here? You're gonna make them question themselves. But it's too late for them. This is your day. Enjoy it. That story about the guy who gave up? You did it? Yeah, no one else did either. When is it ever going to be the ideal situation for you to run your course or start your action or pursue your endeavor? It's never going to be this perfect storm of opportunity for you to say, okay, this is the time. It's never going to broadcast it and highlight it for you. It starts when you put one foot in front of the other. Opportunities don't come knocking on the door. They present themselves when you knock the fucking door down. And what's to be is more exciting and overrides whatever today's trials and tribulations are.
Rolling stones in the rap game, not bragging. Lift bigger than Jagger, not sagging. Roll it backwards, I'ma leave it at that. That ain't got nothing. nothing to do with rap. Check the facts, expose those cats who pose as heroes, take advantage of blacks. The government's gangsters, so cut the crap. A war going on, so where y'all at? Fight for power, cause great responsibility. F the police, who's stopping you from killing me? Disasters, fiascos, a loop by PE. If it's I instead of we believe in TV. Spreading rich and bitches as we think about snitches. Watch the masses move as the masses switches. System distant, but barely missed her. My soul intention to save my brothers and sisters. Get up!
Just like that.
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 You can do that, man, when you start seeing the future. You're willing to sacrifice today for that kind of opportunity to mature into a reality. Man, you're really thinking the right way. And what humans do all the time is they find ways to cheat the system. There's no one here looking at you.
Screaming gangster 20 years later. Of course it does while consciousness faded. New generations believe in them fables. Gangster boogie on 2 turntables. Show no love, so it's easy to hate it. Desecrated while the coroner waited. Any given Sunday, so where y'all raided? With slavery lynching and them drugs infiltrated. I'm like that doll Chucky, baby. Keep coming back to live love life like I'm crazy. Keep it moving, rising to the top. Duck fresh, clean living, you don't stop. Revolution means change, don't look at me strange. So I can't repeat what other rappers be saying. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Harder than you think is a beautiful thing. Get up!
Just like that.
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 Every single day is an opportunity. It's also one less day of your life. You put in that perspective, it's so imperative that we take advantage of the opportunity today. How many we have left, we don't know. It's what we make up with the opportunity we have that makes a difference someday, remember for not. Come in here, man, you go in there and you fucking kill it. Part of your day is fucking a check, man. You did it right. When you do it right once, it makes it easier the second time to do it right later in the day. It's a wave of positive energy, man. Then that and anything else out here is within your grasp. That's when life becomes exciting. That's when you're fucking driving it, man. You're the master of your life. You're not the servant anymore. You are running the fucking day. The day is not running you. The most valuable asset you had, the most valuable asset on earth, is a depreciating asset of time.
Hardest thing in life, guys, isn't doing this stuff. Isn't going past your current levels of comfort. Hitting new levels. Getting knocked in your ass. That's not the hard part of life. The hard part of life is when you don't have the time to do this anymore. And you didn't achieve everything you wanted to do. And you look back on your life knowing there were pockets throughout your existence where you could have applied yourself. The question, the debate inside your head, what could I have been? Could I have been more in life? I'm right here getting exactly what I want out of life. Think of that. And you're in here hurting, man. You're wondering, how do you go on? The better question is, how can you not go on? You are what you repeatedly do every day. So whatever you're doing is what you become. If excellence is something you're striving for, then it's not an accident, it's a habit.
Life is not about where you start or where you end. It's the distance you travel in your life.
You're caught in the middle of where you are and where you want to be. Stop investing in the now. Invest into the future of what you want to be. Sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. You're willing to pay those payments of pain because that pain is just a message that you're fixing something that's insufficient in your life. Everyone's like, oh, later in life, I want to do this. Later in life, I want to do that. Later in life is turning around, looking in the mirror right now. That's the later in life. And unless that turnaround is something in progression, later in life ain't gonna be anything different. We're living. We're not waiting for it to pass by. You'll never know the limits of your possibilities until you charter the waters of the impossible. Everyone is just doing the normal.
Everyone wants this, but no one wants to put the work into it. So they're just a fucking wannabe. Stop being the wannabe. You can become it. You can stop hoping and start demanding it. Stop sitting back saying, yeah, man, that'd be cool, I wanna be this, I wanna be that. Grab your fucking nuts and be it. No, I don't wanna be here right now. I'd much rather be home watching the game. But later down the road, I don't want to always be just watching the fucking game. One day I want to play the fucking game. So by being here now ensures that I'm not going to be a spectator for the rest of my life. Winners, the difference between them and the spectators is the winners have a belief that overrides the crowd's disbelief every single time. Their belief is so strong, even though they hit failure, they get knocked on the ass, they're finding the intestinal fortitude to stand back up again, face that same challenge, learning from the previous mistakes, and make it happen. Believe in the journey you're about to embark on. Mentally, you must believe it before you physically start it. Otherwise, it will never reach prosperity. Differential is somebody just breathing life, and the other one taking the most of the opportunity and time of life. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. Because you can. Your questions will be figured out. When you hit rock bottom and you fail and you hit the fucking pavement, you'll learn to fucking catch yourself. That's the lesson you never forget. Stop trying to learn from everybody else. Believe in yourself as enough of a reason to transform into something great. Go for it, guys. You gotta say, you know what? This comfort zone I'm in is a fucking danger zone. It's stopping you from your true potential. It's comfortable. I don't want to step out here because I don't know that area. Stop fucking going about the day as a servant. Become the master. Run your day and stop having it run you. Everyone else is getting up, going about their day in first gear. Boom! You're already fifth gear, Mach speed. They're just like, what the fuck is going on here? You're gonna make them question themselves. But it's too late for them. This is your day. You ain't got one life. Why not go for it, right? The more shit you throw against the wall, something will eventually stick. Believe in yourself. Be that one of 100 that has a belief, instead of just fucking jaw-jat talk of intent. Let me get rid of all these excuses and find out who the fuck I am. And if you don't have the intensity, don't fucking come in here. The only reps you don't grow from are the reps you don't fucking do. Stop being the fucking parasite. No longer is there a free ride for your ass. Get the fuck out. The door's right there. Get the fuck out of here. It's not for everybody. It might not be for you. You're still watching, maybe it's for you. Go for it, guys. Whatever that fear is, write it down. Tell everybody you're scared of it, and you're gonna go fucking beat the shit out of it. Come on. Come on. Your all's a lot more than you know. You got more inside of you to give. Stop selling yourself so short. No fucking regrets. And that's a good life, man. Today it begins. Tomorrow continues. And it never ends. Until you reach your goal and cross the finish line. With your hand held victorious. Walking up mountains. What tomorrow will bring, we don't even know. Yeah.
Our feet become heavy, lungs start to bleed, and our hearts racing. It's in this state that we get to find out the true value of our dreams. For we all know what's right and wrong in a sedative state. We all know when we're relaxed exactly the person we want to become. The question is, do we believe we can become it? Without that belief, every journey will run into a debate. That debate is when pain starts to fill the body. You weigh the temporary pain versus a lifetime of pride. What are you gonna do? How bad do you want it? There's two options. To continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again, for it is dead. and in its death, is replaced by regret.
Take an honest look about what's going on in your life. What's working, what isn't working. What isn't working, really examine it. Find out what you're doing to cause it, okay? And if it's not you causing it and you honestly think it's something else or someone just holding you back, guys, as much as it might hurt, cut them loose, man. Cut them loose. You're going to find such more growth and opportunity, and you become a better person, stronger person, where you're really able to help them if you want to later in life. All right, Greg Plitt, help me stay fit.
Pride comes in, confidence grows, successful life.
What are you gonna do today? When you make a commitment, a verbal, written commitment to somebody, your word should mean something to them. When they call you up and say, hey, let's go, and you're like, dude, man, I'm not into it, man, I'm not into it. Wow, so you're not into it, not only affects you, but also affects someone else's state. No, what's gonna happen? That guy's gonna pull you into the gym, drag your ass through the workout, even though you didn't want to. Don't start crying, start smiling.
The door's right there. Get the fuck out of here. It's not for everybody. It might not be for you. You're still watching, maybe it's for you. He's the best fitness model out there. It's the best at it, man.
The guy gives you everything from A to Z to know what to do at the gym and home, not just fitness, but with your life also.
Saved my life. He helped me with getting my school shit back together, my physique, eating, getting out and talking to people, and not just sitting in my room and not doing anything. Kind of just turned my life around. I used to be somewhat of an alcoholic, and then after watching his videos, it kind of just made me look at my whole aspect on life and change it. And now I'm trying out for Army Special Forces, all thanks to GregPlitt.com.
It's what you do in the dash.
Your life, guys, is not about making money. It's not about having the titles. It's not about having the hot trophy wife. Your life is about a moment to come. It's inevitable. We cannot stop it from coming. Right now, we have the most valuable asset on earth on our side, time. But it's running out.
It begins right now with no one looking at it. How you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What do you do when no one's watching? If you do it then, I guarantee you, you'll be doing it when everyone's watching. Don't be scared to fail. I know it sucks at times, but we all do it. As far better guys have gone and failed and have never tried to succeed, never put any effort out there to want to further yourselves. That's the failed life. You're gonna love the way you feel after, man. Don't cut corners in there. Don't ever say, oh, let's do one more set's fine. You know, is it really fine?
I mean, when you're that exhausted, you go that extra distance, that extra step in life. That's the difference of champions and losers. That's first place and second place. Second place is only, it's okay, I guess, for some people. I consider the first loser. So, I mean, someone's got to win it. Why can't you win it? The little details in life have to be the moments, the inches, the seconds we need to be successful. Yeah, you're transforming your life and you're going through hell to do it, but because you're doing it, it's a guaranteed success is going to come. You should be happy about that. You should be excited. One step in front of the other, day by day by day, makes that legacy, man.
Live in the moment. Stop trying to be alive and fucking start living. You don't have as many opportunities in life to take that gamble and allow life to play you. You must play life.
See, the thing about life, we're gonna die, right? Eventually we're gonna die, but our legacy can live on. The impact can be non-perishable, forever, but it's gotta be built right. And we gotta take advantage of the time we have right now. When it comes down to it, success has nothing to do with potential. It's all about the perseverance of somebody. That will override any endeavor. But you've got your own back in life. You're not relying on somebody else, hoping they come through for you. No, you're blaze trailing, making new paths.
When you perform to a certain level when no one's watching, you build a level of excellence about yourself that stands the test of time. No matter what happens in front of you, you are character true, code of conduct pure. I know who you are because you're the same person. In adversity, in victory, in defeat, you're the same motherfucker. Doesn't get turned off ever. Excellence, I said before, guys, is not an accident in somebody's life. It's a habitual habit that's trained and perfected and then remastered every single day in everything they do. You know you're on the right path when these small things, the momentum builders, hold value to yourself. When you stamp your name on something and it means something, come check it out, I did this. Not hoping someone doesn't see it. The fact you know it exists is enough. Don't be scared to fail, and know wherever you are right now is not who you are, it's just where you are. You know? And if you fall, man, fall forward. Don't fall on your ass. You know, when they say it can't be done, you know, tell them you haven't tried yet. You know, it can't be done by someone else. But I can't say that because I haven't tried it. Then you go try.
So another way of saying it, it's what you do in life. I love it.